Good day. My name is Desi Hall, and I serve as Director of Student Activities at Atlanta Technical College. And I also serve as the Student Government Association SGA advisor. Today, I have with me all of the current officers at Atlanta Technical College. Each of them will come and share their role and tell you about the duties they perform as SGA officer. I would like to first begin with Tawanda McKay, who is the Secretary Treasurer. Ms. McKay.
Hi, everyone. As Secretary Treasurer, you will be responsible for keeping up with the minutes for each meeting, as well as the budget from meeting to meeting, and as well as getting the minutes signed off on from the previous meeting. Another thing that you might be responsible for is in the absence of the president or the vice president, you would actually conduct the meeting. So that's basically your role as Secretary Treasurer.
Thank you, Tawanda. We also have with us T. Wynn. T serves as reporting historian. Ms. Wynn, could you please tell us about your role as reporting historian?
Hi everyone, my name is Tình Nguyen, and my role for SGA at Atlanta Technical College is historian reporter. So my role is talking about maintain history of the chapter, including an annual scrapbook and other reports. Also, I have prepared briefs of article for the local chapter of the SGA activity within 1 week of the activity. And also, I have keep the any take the picture any event to keep the meeting and support to for the SGA. That's
Thank you,
all.
thank you, Ms. Wynn. And we also have with us Mr. Foster Lester, who served as vice president. Mr. Lester, could you please tell us about your role?
Yes, greetings everyone. I'm excited to be able to tell you that as Vice President, I acted as the substitute for the President when he was unavailable to conduct meetings and to oversee the roles of Secretary, Treasurer, and Parliamentarian. So I basically act as a liaison between the two and acted as President when the President was not around.
Thank you, Mr. Lester. And last but not least, we have our president, Mr. Bradrick Johnson. Mr. Johnson, could you please tell us about your role as SGA president?
Thank you, Ms. Hall. As she stated, I'm the SGA president for the 2019-2020 school year, and my role as the SGA president was to basically bring everyone together as one. I oversee all 13 clubs. I met with all presidents of all 13 clubs. One main role that we have as SGA, all of us, is we sit on the e-board and we distribute funds for all 13 clubs. So we meet at the end of each fiscal year to distribute funds for the all 13 clubs here at Atlanta Technical College. I also spearheaded many community service events. We will do a lot of community service as SGA, and basically we just stayed ATC strong and kept it moving.
Thank you very much. So I do have a question, and anyone feel free to chime in. What does it mean to be the voice for the student body? What does that mean?
I'll chime in.
Thank you.
Being a voice for the student body is an excellent position to find yourself in. You're able to speak for other people who may not be able to articulate or communicate as effectively as they're expecting you to. So it's an opportunity to serve the student body by addressing their concerns and bringing their concerns before senior leadership, and then taking those concerns that they've been addressed by senior leadership and bringing them back to the students. So it's being a voice for the voiceless in any other times, and it gives students a lot of confidence and feeling like they do have power and they do have a say so on campus as far as the way that things are ran, the way that things are conducted. There is a grievance process. Sometimes you have to tell the students the difference between a concern that they may have and a grievance issue, which is another role that we play as in having their voice. And sometimes we're even the voice of senior leadership to, again, act as a buffer between the two, because a lot of times when students have a concern or an issue, they come with a lot of passion, a lot of emotion. Sometimes it's anger. And we keep the student from embarrassing themselves or for acting out of order by informing them of the proper chain of command and being that voice and that liaison of power for the students.
Thank you, Mr. Lester. Anyone else would like to add to that?
I come in.
Okay.
Well, I want to say the reason why I wanted Foster to speak on, I wanted him to speak on because he was the main advocate as vice president that had a voice for the students on campus. He did a great job. He also spearheaded, I was waiting on him to say it, he spearheaded the community service project. So anytime we had a community service event, he spearheaded getting volunteers, which was new role added to a vice president, which he did an outstanding, remarkable job. Remarkable. That's all I can say. Remarkable. So he was the number one advocate for the students. I advocated, of course, I'm the president. I kind of try to, not make sure everyone don't come with a high temper. But mainly I let Foster deal with student complaints because he was like the number one person to go to on campus.
Thank you very much. And students who are watching this video today, if they had to ask one question, what's in it for me? If I become an SGA advisor, excuse me, SGA officer at Atlanta Tech, what's in it for me? What would you say to them?
I would say that you will always leave a legacy. You want to always be remembered from years. Like I hope they'll still be talking about me and this SGA cabinet in 2030. So you always want to leave a legacy. And another thing I think is a great thing in SGA, you always can make change on the campus through senior leadership.
Thank you.
Foster, you want to add anything to that?
I will. No matter what your program is, it could be cosmetology, it could be physical therapist assistant, that's the program that I did. It could be HIMT, rad tech, dental hygienist. In those positions, those are professional positions. And on the job, you will be seen as a leader in that position. You may not see yourself that way, but that's the way the general public is going to view you as a leader. And as a student officer, you get to experience, kind of get the kinks out as far as leadership is concerned, to figure out what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, what areas you need to build on and improve on, so that when you do land that dream job and you do get into your profession, you have a lot more experience with working with corporate America, corporate structure, chains of command, and also with standing in the role of leadership that people are expecting you to present with.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So what was most rewarding for you being an SGA officer at Atlanta Technical College? What was most rewarding?
I answer. For me, the most rewarding thing I was passionate about change. So, but the main thing I wanted to do was break the barrier with students and senior leadership. And I think I did a fairly good job. So that was my main. You have to have like a main role, what you want to see change. I wanted to see a change with communication. And I think we achieved that pretty well. But you come in with your cabinet and then have your thing. Mine, I wanted to see communication, which I think is great communication now.
Thank you. So under your leadership this year, what did you accomplish different from other officers? So they can see the impact that you had during your term of office. What impact, what legacy are you leaving behind that you can share with them so they can have something to look forward to?
Well, I had a lot of, I'm not going to say we had a lot of accomplishment, I feel. One that will stick with me forever will be, we renamed the Atlanta Tech building, the academic complex, to Hank Aaron. That was one that would last forever, I think. To me, that was one of my major accomplishments. I was happy to be a part of history at Atlanta Technical College. Number two, I did a increase on student activity fee. Right now, right now you probably don't understand it, but once you get it and sit in your roles, when it's time to distribute funds through the 13 clubs, think you'll think this cabinet as well. We did we did so many changes with advocating. Once again, I want to say the advocation for the students was phenomenal this year, thanks to my vice president, which was Foster Lester. It was phenomenal. I think all the students are pleased, and believe it or not, I think we all still getting calls, and I think we all graduated, and we still getting calls like so they know what SGA is now on campus about the application. That's one of my main things. Once again, my whole slogan was communication, and I think that's what we was accomplishing, being an application. We did that, but I want to say those was my top three. But I did so much more. We did so much more. So if anybody else want to chime in, they can. But that was my top three for me.
Great. So what would you say to a student who's contemplating on applying for one of the positions that are available? What would you say to them? Because again, we've only had one person thus far to apply, but I'm sure we have so many great leaders out there. And so how would you go about recruiting someone to become a part of SGA?
I'm gonna let Foster or Tawanda or T answer that because I've been talking.
I'm going to piggyback over him. I'm going to say I've been talking a lot too, and I think the students would really benefit from hearing from all members of the cabinet.
Ms. McKay?
I would say get involved, and I would say the sooner the better, because there's so many opportunities right there at Atlanta Tech as far as community service that you can get involved in, whether it's reading to the kids at the daycare, whether it's picking up trash around campus, and any of the other things that the other officers have already mentioned. You have opportunities to travel, you have opportunities to meet new people and forge new relationships by attending conferences. It's just so much. It's just a plethora of opportunities for you. So it's work involved, but it's also fun at the same time. So I wanted to mention some of those other things that would make you want to get involved. And the reason why I say the sooner the better is because you don't want to wait until you're almost graduating and then you would have missed all these other opportunities. So definitely get involved, and the sooner the better.
Thank you. That's great. Anyone else would like to say anything in terms of that?
Um, so for me, so don't be afraid. Just get involved with the SGA to get more opportunities. And if you choose that, you will be the good leader from anywhere you want.
Thank you very much. Well, we certainly appreciate you sharing your experience and also being so devoted to SGA at Atlanta Technical College. I speak also on behalf of senior leadership. We've been blessed to have you in office and have you represent the student body at Atlanta Tech. And we are hoping that the students who are watching this video will be encouraged to apply for one of the positions that we have available. I look forward to working with you. And they said so many different things today. And there's one thing I would like to share with you. It gives you an opportunity to connect with campus leadership. So if you didn't know some of our senior leadership staff, if you didn't know some of the deans and other professionals that work at Atlanta Technical College, you get an opportunity to connect with them and be a part of making important decisions as it relates to Atlanta Technical College, as it relates to student life and other things that may affect students on our campus. So again, we just take a look at that application, apply. If you have any questions, you can email me, Desi Hall, at studentlife@atlantatech.edu. Thank you for watching.